What's good, YouTube? The one on Lamb 06 back from the dead with Forever Fifth, Bruce Menard. That's the new tagline, Forever Fifth. All right, so we went to St. Peter's. I got beaten by one of my good friends, and then you did.
I went X1 with the Maliss, Bystial, fiendsmith deck. Just a pile.
Ended up Forever Fifth. All right, let's get into this list. Oh, this nice, beautiful playmat.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I know you're not a real Tinny fan.
But you run triple Dormouse. It's the best carder in the game. The way that someone described it was, it is Snake Eye Ash but on crack, and I couldn't agree more. Sure, we do start with the Maliss cards here, but as you can tell, we don't play a lot of Maliss Engine. The Maliss Engine is really, really, really small. This is all the Maliss monsters you run. You're not trying to play Maliss. You're trying to play like a fiendsmith control deck. And this, like, if you think back to like the Cashier fiendsmith control, this is that deck, but instead of Cashier, you're running Maliss cards, and they just have a higher ceiling.
Nope.
And the reason why this whole deck works is because you gotta run cards like Maliss at Underground, because these are free specials into your Maliss combo, and all your other like engines are gonna get you bodies on field for free. And so like having like this just allows you to have more pushes and get you more bodies on field for links. Run the Terraforming Gold Sark, more power cards, more one card starters into the Maliss engine. And then the two cards that are bricks for Maliss, the MTP07 and GWC06. These are the ones you have to run. When you go second, you always side this out though, because you don't need it going second.
Okay.
For the fiendsmith stuff, triple engraver, one lacrima, one Lurie, one tracked, and one paradise. 2 track never came up for me the entire day, but I could see myself going to 2, and even 3 of this card. I was just trying to cut down to 40, as close as possible to 40, while also meeting all the other things I was trying to hit, and the card that I had to go was tracked. So it was the card that I cut to get to. I'm at 43.
Because I mean, between Maliss, fiendsmith, Bystials,
yeah.
Yeah.
You need to do something. For the Bystials, triple Lubellion. So this is kind of like where it was at. It was either like another tract or a third Lubellion. And I ended up on third Lubellion, because Lubellion by itself like outs Detonator. So you need more Detonator outs. So like this is your Detonator outs.
Okay.
And then Mag, Druis, Baldrake. You just run one of each. You don't need more any less. Again, they all recur. And then of course the Regained to make the whole engine worth it.
Yeah, because Regan can recycle.
Yeah, the fact that you can just recycle all your extra deck monsters too. So like after you've gone through like a bow or something, and your opponents break your board, you just go like White Binder, banish these other cards, and you get to shuffle them back, and then you get to like do the whole combo again. It's disgusting. The rest of the deck is non-engine, of course. Triple Ash, triple Fua, triple Droll. This is probably the worst card for me, performing wise, the whole weekend. Because I didn't play against a lot of like Ryzeal pure. I didn't play against any, and I played against a lot of Maliss. This card was like pretty poor. People keep playing this deck specifically. Like I'm probably gonna move off this Droll and go to like Mellotron's or something. Triple Veiler, triple Imperm, Effect Negation's premium right now, and then double Nib. Yeah.
How'd you like the Nib this weekend?
I think this card's crazy. No one respects it. And then in a hand trap control deck where you're putting up a lot of like varied interaction, your opponent can't like get to their like Nib negates as easily. So they have a really hard time like putting up like Caesar, or they're putting up like Duo Drive or whatever, because you have so many hand traps in your board, so like complex to like break through. A Nib on top of that just like ends the whole entire like match.
Got you.
The amount of times I like activated Nib, my opponent was like, yeah, we'll go next game.
Got you. What was the deck count?
43.
Hard to cut things, but I mean...
Yeah. The last 3 cards were the Drolls.
Got you.
They didn't really come up. For the extra, of course, the 3 Maliss Link monsters. You have to run these. I think if you don't run this, you might just be a bozo, honestly. This card's crazy. I OTK'd so many times under this. This card's OTK under Nib. So like the fact that you don't run this is crazy.
Yeah, that's what happened to me around when I lost to a Maliss player and they OTK'd me with that.
Yeah, and you're like your opponent just sits out the Nib in their hand. They're like, oh, I guess I lose. And you're like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other mandatory Maliss cards, the Haggard and the Link Decoder.
Yep.
You need to run them. So that's the 5-card Maliss. 5 cards for Fiendsmith, Moon, Rex, Sequence, Necroquip, Desiree. Some people don't run Sequence and they run Caesar instead. I don't really like that. I think Caesar's probably the worst card that Fiendsmith can put up, because it just instantly gets outed by X. Like, why just give yourself free, or give your opponent like free shit? And then like in every other matchup, Caesar's like mid.
Got you.
So I didn't think it was.
I mean, it worked for you in X1, so
Yeah. I do wish I was playing Metaltron somewhere though. No, that's for improvements. IPSP, you have to run them. IP you go into all the time because of the fiendsmith engine, because like any two bodies goes into like lack and graver, and then you use those to make IP, and then lack bring back on your opponent's turn, go straight into SP. It's really nice. The 3 like god cards of the extra deck, one about this card's insane. If you drop this and it's 6, you just win the game. Chaos Angel, again, not a lot of people thought I was playing Chaos Angel, and so they just didn't respect it. And they just don't have an out. Most decks just don't have a spell trap out to Chaos Angel, and so when you make this with Lights and Darks, your opponent just like looks at you funny, and you're like, yeah, that sucks. And then you like summon a Lacrima next to it. Your opponent can't get rid of the Lacrima. Next turn you get to like instantly go into Fiendsmith combo. It's disgusting.
It's pretty good.
And then the Typhon, I don't think I summoned this once. This is definitely getting cut for something.
Did you miss not playing the Griffin Lock at all?
No. I think the Griffin Lock, because like, so the way that like the deck sequence itself is like, you still do the Griffin Lock combo, but instead of making Griffin, you make a Moon to like get into a bow. And just playing like SP control is just so much stronger. Like ending your turn with like SP a bow is so much stronger than like a Griffin, because Griffin will get outed by like a bunch of different things. This at least like gives you a lot of like follow up and bodies that come back, because like both of these will banish until end phase. And then with your hand traps in hand, you'll like be able to stop your opponent, and then these will come back, and then you like just win the game on the follow up.
Got you. And let's see that beautiful side real quick.
And then the 15 card side, triple Lancia. For the mirror. The mirror is the best deck, so you gotta play it. Double Meows.
Mirror.
This card, I'm probably gonna put up to 3 because this deck is becoming so popular. You have to like respect it. And the only way you can respect it is with this card. This is the only card in the game that like respects this like checks this whole deck. Because of the Fiendsmith cards, take someone from grave. The Mouse card, someone from banished. The only thing that like if you activate this and your opponent wants to give you 0 draws, they're just gonna end on like regain pass, and like you can break that board super easy. So this is probably gonna go to 3 at some point. Double Perulia, so this is like the Maliss stuff, this is for like the Bystial stuff. Again, this might go to 3. Or I don't know, I got a lot of stuff cooking on how I want to change things. The stuff that overperformed the entire weekend: Triple Thrust, Harpies, Talents. This stuff was crazy. Talents is a god card. The fact I could thrust into Talents was insane, but also in this specific deck, when you side, you make sure to keep in like cards like your Tract and your Gold Sark, Terraforming. So you have a bunch of like, if you run 3 of these, you're running 4 of each one of these cards. And so like you have access to either engine through this one card, which is insane. So I don't think I'm going to not play this card again. This card's insane. Just with the engine itself is so good. And then like the Harpies, just to respect backroad decks, but also like into like the Fiendsmith Bystial deck, they love to like set a bunch of like strikes and judgments and stuff. And so just having something to bait that out is really nice.
Hell yeah.
Then the traps for the Thrust, Sanctum and Mischief. I want to try Mischief this weekend because I'd never used it before. Honestly, D-Barrier came up more, but I didn't really play against much of anything, so it wasn't that amazing. I don't really have an opinion on this. Sanctum's crazy. It's unfortunate I can get ashed, but the last card was one Jerusalem. I wanted to have another Bystial somewhere for when I played against Fiendsmith Bystial, and then like get Fiendsmith decks in general. Like this is like the easiest cut to put in the 3rd Meow. So this will probably be a 3rd Meow. Because it hits the same, the deck's in the same way, but like gives you card draw instead.
Got you. So, all in all, any shout-outs?
Yeah, shout-outs to Action Sports, shout-outs to Ant-Man 816 back there, even though he's been dead for a bit. We'll bring him back, shout-outs to Dominic Fur, the guy who's like forced me to play this deck essentially, and like told me the ratios and everything. So, shout-outs to that guy. And shout-outs to my girlfriend who drove me.
Hey. That comes in clutch.
Yeah, it does. I can nap.
All right, everyone. Thanks, Mr. Forever Fifth. We're going to get that tatted on the chest. I'm kidding.
I'm not. Right on the forehead. Forever Fifth.
Next regional, you're going to get that. You're going to get that deck box.
Yeah, that's a hope.
You're going to get first. You're going to win that regional. You got enough black deck box. You're going to get the orange one.
Would that be 5th? 5th regional win. Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be nice. Anyway, guys, I'm Menard with 6. This was Bruce Menard. We'll see you at the WCQ.
Yes, sir.